SK Standard Plus. Does it measure up? Keep watching and find out. Hi guys, and once again thank you for tuning into the Gun Viking channel. Today's test features another variant of the SK ammunition. I must honestly say that I'm quite a fan of SK's products. Several of them have performed pretty well in my guns. And now it's time for the cheapest variant they offer, excluding the bulk ammo SK ammunition. And by the way, it's uncertain that SK magazine is still part of their lineup. Some information about the SK Standard Plus. They come in a 50 round package, neatly and sensibly packed in rows of 5 and 5 in a convenient plastic tray. The projectile weighs 40 grains and is coated with SK's oily bullet lubricant. This lubricant is very slippery, which is likely its intended purpose. But it does make your fingers slippery as well when loading the magazine and the gun. I have noticed that my usage of wet wipes significantly increases when using SK ammunition. Slippery fingers also make it easy to accidentally drop rounds on the ground during the loading process. And I have an aversion to shooting cartridges that has come in contact with sand and gravel, fearing that I may introduce contaminants into the chamber or barrel. The stated velocity is 1073 feet per second, but we can expect a lower figure in a pistol. Typically, the velocity will decrease by around plus or minus 10%, so I would estimate that will end up around 900 feet per second. Well, enough with the small talk. Let's go to the shooting range. Now I have arrived at the range. My pistol, the Hämmerli Model 215, is securely placed in the ransom rest, just waiting to be fed with some SK Standard Plus. The first 5 rounds are loaded and we're starting the test. If I could also kindly ask you to hit the like button and maybe even subscribe to the channel, that would be fantastic. Another thing that helps me rank in YouTube's algorithms is if you could leave a comment. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you again. The first group showed significant variations in velocities and ended up at 0.461 inches or 11.7 millimeters. It's a typical vertical spread. With more consistent velocities, this group could have been much better. Well, let's get ready for the second group. This group could have been quite good if it wasn't for that one flyer that doubled the size of the group. Nonetheless, we ended up under half an inch, specifically 0.494 inches or 12.5 millimeters. Now, let's prepare for the third and final group. It turned out to be the largest, albeit marginally. It ended up at 0.505 inches or 12.8 millimeters. The average group size came to be 0.486 inches or 12.5 millimeters. All three groups were consistent and didn't deviate much from the average. Now let's take a look at the bar graph and some numbers. As you can see, the velocities are inconsistent and all over the place. The minimum velocity was 821 feet per second and the maximum velocity was as high as 935 feet per second. This gives us a spread of 114 feet per second, which is quite significant considering the average velocity of 876 feet per second. The standard deviation is 35, which cannot be considered particularly impressive. However, I must say that the on-target results are better than what the numbers would suggest. So, the shooting is done and the results are in. What do I think about the SK Standard Plus? Well, I know plenty of shooters who had great success with Standard Plus and achieved excellent results. However, in terms of price, I can't justify using it instead of, for example, CCI Standard Top Shot or other slightly lower priced ammunition. But in your gun, it might be different. Well, that's all for this time. Until I see you next time, have a fantastic day.